Good evening. Welcome to Fox 54 News at 6. I'm Kenesha Dees. Headed to court, the state of Colorado is suing President Trump over Space Command's relocation to Redstone Arsenal. The state today filing a lawsuit claiming the move is a matter of retaliation that's based on comments President Trump made about mail-in voting in Colorado during recent elections. Colorado wants the move to be reversed, calling the president's actions, quote, illegal. The state attorney general, Phil Weiser, spoke about the lawsuit today, alleging that the president violated federal law.
We are filing this lawsuit today in federal district court in Denver to challenge a decision to move Space Command as a form of punishment because Colorado chooses to exercise its authority to have a mail-in voting system. The president's action is unconstitutional, and it violates federal law that requires public notices and reports to Congress before any major military headquarters are relocated.
Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall fired back against the lawsuit in a statement saying, quote, "This lawsuit is nothing more than a partisan attempt to overturn a lawful evidence-based decision repeatedly validated by military experts, independent reviews, and congressional oversight. Alabama will vigorously defend this decision in court and is confident the law and facts are squarely on our side," end quote. And on X, Representative Dale Strong also weighed in saying, quote, "The indisputable fact is that Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama was selected as the preferred location to host U.S. Space Command headquarters after a merit-based selection process. Colorado has cried foul every step of the way, and this is their latest attempt to obstruct the fair process from proceeding," end quote. Strong also added the reported savings of moving Space Command to the area and is confident the move will go forward. All right, here's a look from Huntsville earlier today. It looks chilly based off of what we see with the cloud cover and a little breeze going there. There's been some moments where we've seen that sky opened up. I'm joined now by Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Jordan, how's weather shaping up ahead of trick-or-treating?
Yeah, very much the same compared to what we had through the course of the afternoon. And you're right, it did look chilly this afternoon across the Tennessee Valley. Now, we did get to enjoy a couple of glimpses of sunshine, but in general, it just it looked chilly across the area, and in fact it was. We're still talking about some scattered showers, maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder this evening across the I-65 corridor, heading up into southern Middle Tennessee, back across 565, portions of Highway 72, 431, 231, all the high trafficked areas at this point in the evening. Unfortunately, dealing with a couple of scattered showers, even back across northeast Alabama. We're still talking about a little bit of rain beginning to move into Fort Payne. Scattered showers kind of in and around the city of Huntsville. At this point. Temperatures currently sitting in the upper 40s and lower 50s, 49 right now in Florence, 48 in Russellville, 49 in Coleman, 51 degrees right now in Huntsville, and a pair of 51s, both Pulaski and Fayetteville up in southern Middle Tennessee. Through the rest of the evening, we're not going to move all that much. We're going to continue to hang out in the mid and upper 40s, eventually falling off into the low 40s through the overnight. Now, the rain is eventually going to come to an end, and that's actually going to set the stage for a really nice Halloween. We'll talk about it in a few minutes.
Residents in the city of Tuscumbia are planning some protests later this week, and law enforcement officials already getting prepared for an increased downtown presence. The goal to demand answers for Deschler High School football player August Borden after he fell unconscious and sustained serious injuries right outside the football stadium's field house. The Madison County District Attorney's Office and a third-party investigation concluded that no one was responsible for August's injuries. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo takes us to the scene.
A planned protest tomorrow and Friday here in Tuscumbia will see dozens marching for Deschler High School student August Borden, who was seriously injured after a fall back in August. Tuscumbia police and sheriff's deputies are implementing extra security measures ahead of the protests, and several here in Tuscumbia are saying it's warranted. Some residents say the back and forth on social media has painted everyone in a negative light, from August himself, to the school, to the kids that were with him when he fell. The protests start tomorrow at noon, continue into the Deschler football game that night, and keep going into Friday morning at the county courthouse. Tuscumbia Mayor William Foster says it's been a hard situation for everyone involved, but everyone has a right to protest.
Their side is strictly the letdown from the school, the letdown from the police, the letdown from the court system to allow something like this to happen without any repercussions. That is their views on that. And again, that's 100% their views, and they have every right to have those feelings. I think it's right. If they want to, they have every right to do whatever they need to do to make their point come across.
According to August's family and their attorneys, August is still recovering and will be for years to come. They're currently involved in a civil lawsuit to get some form of justice. In Tuscumbia, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Residents and law enforcement officials in Tuscumbia say social media posts are responsible for a lot of the outrage surrounding August's injuries. Fox 54 will be at those protests to bring you updates. A former sheriff's deputy has been found guilty of second-degree murder in the killing of Sonia Massey, a black woman shot in her Springfield home last year. Sean Grayson, 31, faces 4 to 20 years. Sentencing is scheduled for January 29th. Now, this all happened in the state of Illinois. Massey, a 36-year-old single mother of 2, was killed after a confrontation over a pan of hot water in her kitchen. Grayson had responded to a suspected prowler call and fired his weapon after interpreting Massey's actions as a threat, according to body camera footage. Back here in the Tennessee Valley, a Huntsville woman arrested Sunday night after she's accused of leading police on a high-speed chase with her 2 young children in the car. Authorities say Ebony Taylor, pictured here, fled a traffic stop on Highway 67 near Indian Hill Road. The chase continued through Decatur. Officers say Taylor stopped at a home and tried to run inside. Taylor, who has prior drug charges, is out on bond for trafficking fentanyl. She was booked into the Morgan County Jail with a bond set at $100,000. As Fox 54 has reported, the Priceville Police Department recently changed its pursuit policy that followed a chase that ended in a crash that killed an innocent teen and hurt several others. The new policy calls for units to back off if a vehicle leaves Priceville. And here's what we found when we pulled recordings of the communication involving the incident with Ebony Taylor.
Is it all right if we back? Careful. 11. It looks like they're going to be turning eastbound on 11th Street. I'm following from a distance. Okay. 568, do not get involved in their pursuit.
Again, Taylor in this latest instance did eventually pull over in Decatur and faces several charges. A Lacey Spring man is facing multiple felony charges after investigators say they found child porn during a search of his home. The Morgan County Sheriff's Office says investigators, along with other agencies, executed a search warrant at a home in Lacey Spring on October 22nd as part of an ongoing investigation into child porn. Authorities arrested 45-year-old Anthony Brunsman, pictured here. He's charged with 10 counts of possessing and intending to distribute obscene material depicting a minor under the age of 17 involved in sexual acts. He was booked into the Morgan County Jail with bond set at $200,000. Decatur police say 2 men face burglary charges after separate incidents in the area. Authorities say Kamir Thompson turned himself in today and was booked into the Morgan County Jail on a $15,000 cash bond for burglary. Kane Cook, to the left, surrendered to authorities yesterday. They say he was charged with burglary and booked on a $30,000 bond. Authorities continue searching for any additional suspects connected to the case. Visitation for Mark Laney and Ellie Anderson, the beloved Huntsville family who died in a plane crash in Montana, is scheduled for tomorrow. Their flight from Billings, Montana made a sudden sharp turn before going off the radar nearly a couple weeks ago. The wreckage was located by a search team the following morning in a remote area of the Bob Marshall Wilderness. Respects can be paid at Southwood Presbyterian Church, located at 1000 Carl T. Jones Drive, southeast in Huntsville. Their memorial service will be held Saturday at 11 a.m. at the same location, with a private burial to follow. The family requests that attendees wear uplifting colors in honor of Mark, Laney, and Ellie. The Downtown Rescue Mission is helping local families this holiday season with its annual turkey boxes. Each box includes a turkey and all the fixins for a meal serving up to 6 people. Community members can sign up for a voucher to receive a turkey box starting Monday from 9 to 11 a.m. or 1 to 3 p.m. at the mission's main campus. Only 1 box is available per household and a photo ID is required. Sign-ups will continue as supplies last. Boxes will be distributed through the week of Thanksgiving. Local businesses are lending a hand to furloughed workers amid the 29-day government shutdown, which also cut SNAP benefits in a few days. Straight to Ale Brewing is offering support to furloughed federal workers and their families with discounted meals. And starting today, the Huntsville Brewery will provide 50% off all food items Sunday through Thursday from 4 to 10 p.m. Furloughed workers only need to show a valid government ID to receive the discount. U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville is calling for an end to changing the clocks twice a year. Earlier this week, Tuberville spoke on the Senate floor in support of the Sunshine Protection Act, a bill that would make daylight saving time permanent nationwide. He joined Florida Senator Rick Scott and others in pushing for a vote, but the measure didn't pass. Tuberville says the practice of switching clocks dates back to World War I, and no longer makes sense today. In Decatur, a new primary care center opened its doors, looking to serve everyone, including disabled patients. Today, Bridgeport Primary Care, which is owned by the Centers for the Developmentally Disabled North Central Alabama, will treat all patients over the age of 18 and will support treating those who are disabled. For CEO Brad Romine, work was done at the primary care building to ensure everyone can receive proper medical care.
We wanted to be able to provide that same level of support and care to the community at large, and be able to provide a level of care for those individuals that might be differently able or need accessibility. So we have exam tables that are fully accessible. We have wheelchair scales, so we can actually get accurate weights for individuals that utilize a chair for ambulation. That was really the focus of the clinic, was making sure that it was accessible to anyone.
Romine says the reason the clinic's location was selected was so that it'll be close to several group homes to provide care as needed.
The flu is very contagious. You don't want to spread it to your family and friends.
Words of advice to get your flu shot from a doctor this Wellness Wednesday. We'll tell you why it's important to get it and get it soon. Rain or shine, the Food Bank of North Alabama distributed food to feed the need of many furloughed workers in the Tennessee Valley during the government shutdown. Fox 54's Logan Alexander Russell has the story.